All right, joining us on tonight's Big Get, back to talk more fun in Broncos country, Todd Davis, former NFL linebacker. Todd, my first question for you, did today's news make you want to go back in time and choose to play quarterback?
Absolutely, without a doubt. I'm kind of frustrated with my high school coaches and my Pee Wee coaches. They didn't even try me out. They could at least seen if I had an arm, seen if I could throw. I probably would have, been sitting real pretty right now, but definitely was playing the wrong position.
Yeah, in all seriousness, a big day in Broncos country with the news locking in Russell Wilson long term. Your first reaction when you saw the news?
I thought it was great. I think it's great for the team. I feel like it was a team-friendly deal to where they have still have cap space to really grow the team and bring people in to build championships and win championships. Because I know that's what Russell Wilson is here for. But I think it's also great for him to be locked in before he ever takes a snap as a Broncos quarterback. It shows him that this team wants you here, and as a player, that's very important to be somewhere that you're appreciated and wanted.
I know there's an unwritten rule in the locker room that you don't talk about other people's money. So when we, the media, come into the locker room, they're like, hey, how do you feel about Russell Wilson's contract? You can't necessarily be like, either he didn't deserve it or that's way too much or I'm jealous. But does it really matter to the locker room? Does it matter to Cortland Sutton? Does it matter to some of the guys that just made the roster when a big contract like this is announced?
I think it matters because it's exciting and it lets you know where the team is putting its focus for the years to come. So it also lets you know where you should hope to fall in line. And if you're up for a contract and they're breaking records with the contracts they're giving out, hopefully you feel like you're up next. And usually the quarterback is usually the highest paid player on the team. So Cortland's probably like, I may not be able to get 245, maybe I can get 205. So he's probably gauging that himself.
And a deal like this, when you look at a 5-year extension, 7 years, Russell Wilson staying in Denver, what kind of confidence does that give a locker room? Because, yeah, you know that we have something steady that's going to be here for a very long time. I mean, it's got to give everyone a little better vibe, right?
For sure. I mean, if you look at the past couple of years, the only thing that they've had is unsteady at the quarterback position. So for them to have a sure fit, know that he's our guy for the next 7 years, it gives a lot of people confidence in the future. Building a championship team takes time. So it gives them the ability to feel confident that that's what the team is going after.
When these players get these big contracts, and so much of the discussion around the media sometimes is, did he deserve it or did he not deserve it? Once you work your entire career to get that first big paycheck, how much pressure is on the players to go out there and perform and live up to the money that the ownership group has invested in you?
I think it's a lot of pressure. I was blessed and fortunate to get a second contract, not quite as big as Russell Wilson's, but somewhere in that, in that ballpark. But it's a lot of pressure on you because now you feel like you have to prove your GM and your organization right. They took a chance on me, even though I've played well in the past. I still have to, grab this torch and continue to play well.
Now, I know that this was on the front office's checklist to get out of the way before the season started, lock into a future with Russell Wilson. We're talking about week 1 already, even though the team is waiting till next week to do it. What is the feeling like as a player when you are in these final days leading up to finally the first game of the real season?
You just getting real antsy. I think you start to sleep less and less every night. You start to, visualize what's going to happen in the games. You're just really excited for the season to start because there's so much work, so much preparation. You think about OTAs and training camp and 2-a-day practices. We've done so much to get to this point that now guys are chomping at the bit to get on that field.
And Russell's first game as a Bronco comes against the Seattle Seahawks, where he spent a full decade. He said that the game it can't be emotional. But how can it not be emotional when you're playing a former team, a team that you spent a decade with?
Yeah, if he's able to take his emotions out of it, that's definitely something I was never able to do. Because I know when we went back and played the Saints after I had left, I was full of emotions. I wanted to, show them in the front office that they let somebody that could have been a help to their team and a potential great player for them go. So I really want to make my name and my presence felt. And I'm sure he wants to do the same, but if he's able to take his emotions out of it, hats off to him for sure.
And speaking of that reunion, I want your opinion here, and maybe yours too, Mick, because we got a couple of big-time reunions coming up in week 1. Baker Mayfield, a lot of circus already around that reunion with the Browns. And then, of course, Russ against Seattle. Which one do you think is the better storyline?
I really think that Baker Mayfield one is
A little more
pretty
drama?
crazy. It's a little bit more drama with quarterbacks coming in while he's still there. Is he going to be there? Is he going to be their guy? Then he gets let go, and now he has to go through another quarterback trial and see who if he's even going to be the starter. He gets named the starter, gets to go back home and play. I think that's going to be a great game.
And in Baker and Russ's scenarios, they're both extremely competitive guys. Now, their personalities are diametrically opposed, but as a locker room, you know what these guys are going through. If you're Russell Wilson or Baker Mayfield's teammate, you know they want to go into Cleveland, they want to go in Seattle, and they want to whoop their former team. As a teammate, are you a hype man to get them ready for that matchup? And what's the role of the people around Russ as he's getting ready to go back to Seattle?
Absolutely. You're definitely his hype man, and you want that for him as a teammate. You want him to go out there and put on a show. So your job as his teammate is to do everything you need to make sure that he looks good. For Russell Wilson to throw, 5 touchdown passes, against the Seahawks, he's going to need wide receivers to do their job. He's going to need the O-line to block well, the running backs to have great games to, force the Seattle Seahawks to load the box so he can really do what he needs to do. That's on everybody's mind. Everybody wants to see him do well, so they want to do their part.
One more question ahead of Seattle, because I know we still have quite a few days to break down the leading into this game. But for you as a viewer, you're going to be sitting back watching this one. What is something you want to see right out of the gates from the Broncos to show, after all this buildup from this offseason through training camps, so much excitement around this team? What is something you want to see right out of the gates to say, all right, this is it, this Broncos team is the real deal?
I want to see them march down the field and score a touchdown on the opening drive. Whether it's running the ball with your 2 dynamic running backs or it's throwing the ball with Russell Wilson and your plethora of wide receivers that he has. I think them being able to put together a strong drive, maybe a 10, 11 play drive to really start the game. I think that would be a nice start to the season and really give everybody hope for a phenomenal season for them.